Okay, this element will be mounted here inside the furniture. I just drilled 2 holes. They're a little bit wider than needed because otherwise these 2 elements won't fit in. These 5 mm is the diameter of these 2. Okay, and after that you have 1, 2 and 3 screws to put in. And let's see, can I see it and can you see it? Okay, one is in, the other one is in also, so that has to be tightened with those 3 screws, 1, 2 and somewhere down 3. Okay, and this arm will move up and down, and it is a little bit inside, it's not exactly flush with the side, and that is good because the door, which is outside here, the door will be pulled in a little bit, so it won't be loose here, it will be firmly in contact with the side, with this brown side. Okay, and then insert those 3 screws. Just another thing, 64 millimeters is the distance between the 2 holes. The center of the hole from the center, 64. 60 millimeters is from the center of this one till the top, so that's 60. And 101 millimeter from the side till the center of the second hole. 101, just to have that little bit of extra millimeter so that the door will be pulled in. Okay, and the screws will enter here. The diameter of this screw is 3.5 millimeter, otherwise with 4 millimeters here it will be a little bit too stiff. Okay, and the length is 40 millimeters. That is a must, because if it is longer then it would come out from the wood. As you can see, even here is almost at the edge, and if it's shorter than that, which is 40 millimeters, then it might not hold enough. So there is no hole created, and this is only 3.5 millimeters in diameter, and that should not crack too much the wood. Okay, and let's try this top one and insert that screw gently because it's plastic. These cylinders there are plastic. It's an interesting choice to have there, but it's plastic. Okay, and this one is moving. Here at the beginning there's no danger. The danger is when you extend it. Here's the danger. The force is much greater here on the outside. On the inside it's even pulling in, but on the outside there's a much greater force. Okay, so one screw is fixing the entire element, and the other 2 outstanding things are just centering it. Okay, and if we take a piece of wood and put it here somehow, then we can see that there's a small gap. Now it's visible. So there's distance between this one and the wood itself, and that is needed to pull the door. Okay, now all 3 screws are inserted, and here's the plastic cover. The plastic cover has these tiny clips there, and they are pretty fragile and small. Look how tiny it is. Okay, and to cover it, make sure the Blum text is not upside down, and just push it on. That's it. That's the attaching part. It goes back slowly. Okay, and to remove it, open it up and pull this plastic side a little bit outside. That's it, because otherwise if you simply pull it somehow else, then it will break. It might break. You need to slightly bend this plastic to open it up a little bit. Okay, extend this arm and then put some oil around these screws because they will move much easier. It will go around. Okay, that's maybe a bit too much, but you get the idea. Okay, and it would not hurt here on this side also. This element will move up and down, and this one will rotate. It's still turning hard. It needs some more oil somewhere. Okay, so this element will be mounted on the door itself, onto this one, and it will be coupled here, but this screw is barely moving, so I had to put some oil around those sliding elements. So this middle part should move left and right by using that screw. I hold it. It went that way and it went that way. Now it's in the center. Okay, and it has this hook-like thing on the left side, and that part should go here. And the other part should be moved down, pushed down, like so. And this one will open it. I don't know why they put this here, because you cannot access this one easily. Okay, I was tightening this screw and the interior came out. It's not coming out more, but it's going in. Okay, so here I added a washer. There is nothing. Okay, so let's talk about this small element, this one, which can be removed. Okay, so how to remove it? Push down this thing and it should come off, like so. Okay, to attach it back, attach this part first, which has a hook. Here it's visible. Insert it there to that shaft and just push it down, like so. Okay, that's easy, but if the door is attached to that part, and it should be like so, then you can't access this small thing easily. You have to reach in with another tool or something like that, and then it will come out. Okay, and let's analyze it. So we have 1, 2 and the third screw inside there. Okay, and the first one is pushing away the left side, so it will raise it up and down, only the left side. So let's try it. So I'm turning the left one. Now it's pushing it away. I'm switching directions. Now it's pulling it. Pushing, pulling. Okay. The one on the right side, that one will slide it to the left and the right. Loosen this one first. Okay, so let's try it. Notice the gap here. Now there is no gap. Now there is gap. Okay, so that's the sliding. And the third one, let's bring it closer. The third one will move it sideways, that direction. So now it's pushed away, it's on the left side, pushed that way. And now it's on the left side. It's hard to turn it. Notice this part is outside. There's nothing there. Let's try it manually. It's working. So now this one is outside there. There's nothing here. Okay, so here's another problem. That screw is already inserted, that's fine. The top one, this yellow one. But I have another screw here and it won't enter because the head is too wide. The head of this one is 8.5 millimeters and the head of the other one is only 8 millimeters. Half a millimeter, and this screw cannot be inserted here. The width of this one is 4 millimeters. They're at the thread, and I think the other one was either 3 or 3.5. The length was the same. This is almost 18 millimeters, 17.5, but the width was not the same. Okay, so now it's opening and closing. The gap is a bit larger here than here, but I can put some rubber pad below there. So I can put one of these small rubber things below somewhere, let's see, there. Okay, and if there is more space here, then when it's opened, and even now there is some friction there. Notice that it's touching. So here there is friction when I open it, although now there is a millimeter or something, so there is friction. I have to make it wider. Okay, and if I let it, it drops down, so I have to tighten it also. Okay, to tighten it, make the door stay opened, use this screw here on the lower side, and here you can see it's close to minus, plus is over here, so this horizontal line has to go that way. So let's open it up, not that way, but so now it's in the middle of this line. Let's do the same thing on this one also. Now let's see, is it better? It's still dropping. So we need to adjust it more. Rotate it to the right. And the other one also. Now it's somewhat better. Let's do it a bit more. And this one. And it's already staying. So now it's not falling down. Almost. So let's tighten it just a little bit more. It's not opening by itself. Okay, now the door is attached. But how to remove the door? Well, here is this thing. Insert a screwdriver and push it down somehow. Okay, and do it in the same time with the other one. This is already disconnected, I think, because it remains down. Okay, so here we have two types of hinges. They are concealed. This round part, this one is hidden inside the wood itself. Okay, and this one, which is mounted, is a bit more simple, and this has some additional features. The difference is that this has this soft closing mechanism, whereas that one does not have anything inside there. Okay, and the next difference is that this is adjustable through the screw, and by turning the screw, the second element, this one, will move to the left or to the right from the screw directly, so the screw will move it, whereas this, you can simply loosen the screw and manually move it to the left or to the right. So without this mechanism, the door will close instantly. So as soon as I let it, it will slam in. Okay, and it has some rubber. Yes, it's here. So this rubber is making the door close a little bit smoother, but it is slamming. Okay, whereas the other one, if I close it, notice how smooth it's closing. Once again, I opened it and I close it. See how slowly it closes? This soft closing mechanism can be disabled by pushing this little tab here, this one. So if I push it down, like so, now it's down. Now it's on top, now it's enabled. Now it's down, now it's disabled. Now it will disable. Notice those click sounds, and the next time it will slam in. So it is disabled now. Okay, let's pull it up. Notice this element moved. That can be moved manually. It moves fast to the left, but it moves slowly to the right. Okay, and now it's closing slowly. Once again, disabled. It will make those click sounds, and next time it will slam. Okay, and if I pull it up, that small element jumps up and it is closing slowly. Other part is this one. This screw will move this element back and forward directly. Now it moved that way. Take a look here at the margin, and when I turn it to the left, notice here that is going down. So now this part is visible. It moved down. Now it's moving up. And once again down. The next screw will move this element to an angle, to the left or to the right. If I turned it to the right, it moved it to the right. And if I turned it to the left, it moved it to the left. Notice this part is to the left. And now it moved to the right. Now it moved to the left again. Okay, and you can remove this element by pressing down this end part, like so, and manually lift it up. So this end, which is a bit wider, that one has to be connected to this one, like so, and the other one simply push down, and now it's closed. So pull this one up in this case, and it comes down, attach and push in, and it's attached, it's closed. Okay, this hinge is mounted, and here's a problem. This portion, this metal and this one is over this white wood, and that causes a level difference. This one is higher than that one. As you can see, the metal is above the wood, and that forces to leave a gap between the door and the side of the furniture. As you can see, there's the gap, the white light. So as you can see, now there is a gap between the door and the side of the furniture, and if I move it to the right, gap, no gap. Now there is no gap. Now there is a gap. No gap. I have to open it to raise it, and now there is gap. So I will mount this onto the furniture. I just created 2 points there. Okay, and I need a drill bit, a smaller one. This is too large, but it will have that tip. The diameter will be 5 millimeters. The tip is rounded there. Of course it's hot, it overheated. And the other side is ugly because when the tip comes out, it pushes out the material. So insert the screw there. As you can see, it's not covering it entirely. This is better, but this is uglier. There's a large piece that broke off. Oh, maybe I can restore it. Voila. Now hold the screws. There's the hole. It has a thread inside. This one is pretty loose. The screw itself is 3.7 millimeters, 3.7 this and 5 millimeters this one, but this distance is needed because otherwise it's very hard to insert it into the hole. And the handle is attached. Okay, so this door is halfway attached, only one screw is holding it, but as you can see there's a large gap here, and that can be adjusted. By this screw. So as you can see, there is light here, so it's opened. And now you can see almost anything, I think. So it's closed. The same thing down here also. There is some light here. And now there is less light. So only that screw is holding it. I have to add the other one also. And here the same thing, that screw has to be added. So it's closing from around 10 centimeters by itself. More than 10, maybe 15. You can't slam it. Okay, now let's make a test. Let's disable one of these shock absorber things. So I just push this little thing that way. So one is disabled. At the first try it is still enabled. Those click sounds are the sign that it is disabling. Now it should close faster. Yes, it is closing faster because only one is breaking it. Okay, and let's disable the second one. Now it's disabled and now it should slam. Ew. Oopsie. Okay, now let's enable one. Now it's already better. With the lower one it was slamming a little bit. And let's pull it back. And now it's even harder and slower. Okay, so now that one is halfway ready. Now this door, which is not yet attached, this one has to be in line here on this side. So let's push it there. And it cannot be pushed all the way because that one is blocking it. So I need to push this door to the right. Okay, to do that, let's use the first screw to the left. It's still closing and it created, I don't know, 5 millimeters of gap. So 5 millimeters was the distance that could be pushed to the right. And if it's in line here, then I still have my desired distance, which is 2 millimeters. Okay, but if I pushed it to the right, now there's a gap there. Let's see, can I pull it more inside from the second screw? And I think the answer is no. Oopsie. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. If you are pushing the door to the right, then you will have a gap there. Let's see, using the first one. Now I'm pushing it to the left and it's also closing it. Now I'm pushing the door to the right and it's also creating a gap. Now that's interesting. So I'm going to make a small hole with the tip of this tool. And for the other one. And place the tip inside that small hole. It's getting hot. Okay, and go only till this depth, so until you can still see this black part, and that black part has to be in line with the top. Okay, and let's try it. It's good, it's not moving around. And there's nothing on the other side. Okay, I will cool down this drill thing. I will put it under cold water because it will overheat. So here is very thin. I think it's 1.5 millimeter, and it's already breaking off. And this one has a little bit of play, so let's make it just a little bit deeper. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so here's the problem. These doors are mounted, and although this door is pushed maximum to the right and the next door all the way to the left, you still have a large gap. Some calculations were not right, and we have a 7 millimeter gap, something like that. So how to correct it? If it is already pushed to the right, I will use a piece of wood, something like this. This is, I think, 3 millimeters, a larger piece than this one, and I will insert it below this piece. And I will use a screw which is a little bit longer. So I used this screw, and I will use that one. The height is just a bit larger, and it should be okay. Okay, so these side ones are not yet mounted. They are just arranged to be exactly at the end. Okay, and I added those two pieces of wood here on the side, and already the distance is pretty equal on all parts. I have to make some slight adjustments. Here is smaller and there is larger. Okay, and then I have to adjust this one because it's not in line, and that can be done. Here you can see this adjustment. So I just added a piece of wood. It's actually 2.4 millimeters in thickness, not 3 as I said, and it did the job. I used a bit longer screw, this one instead of that one. There's not a great difference. Okay, and let's bring it down a little bit, because as you can see, this part is higher than that one. Simply unscrew this one and that one, and as you can see, there's more space up here, and the entire unit can go down. Okay, so let's unscrew it, loosen it a little bit, all four. And let's see. Yes, it's moving down. Now it's on top. Now it's on the bottom. Let's check up here also. Come on. So it is. Maybe I should raise this one just a little bit and then tighten it. Okay, to remove one of these doors, we should simply pull the end towards us outside. That is disconnected. If I do it here also, then it will fall down, so I will put something under, something like that, and pull the end towards me. And the door was disconnected. So it's this element that has to be pulled. So this one will grab somehow like this. That end will be the hook. And the screws will be added. And now I adjust the height from this one, and it's done. Another one is up there. This one must be lower because of this one. And also here we have a shelf. There's another one. It's already covered. Here's another cover. Slide it in from the front. Okay, so as you can see, it is not exactly straight. So if I raise the right side, then it will be better. So let's raise it a little bit more. And now it's okay. We can check like so. It's a straight line. This one till the end. Okay, so as you can see, this one is already covered. This part is covered, but that part is not covered. So these, some of them come in L shape, but this one does not have the second part. And it's not covering that area. So that is visible. Visible. So here's a shelf in my hand, and it will be supported by these pieces of plastics, metal. So it's inside the hole, 5 millimeters the diameter of that one, and the left side, this one is covered with a piece of plastic, and that plastic, in some cases it's not exactly cylindrical, and if it's not cylindrical, let's say the lower part is thinner and the top part is thicker, and that is good to adjust by rotation, to adjust the height of that shelf. I see this one is not, it's identical on all areas. So put it at an angle if you can. One-handed operation. In line. Push it down. Ready. Okay, so here's the next shelf, and if I push down this corner, and this corner is raised. There's a tiny distance there. Okay, and if I turn it, the lower side of that plastic is thicker. Okay, let's try this one also. If it's turning. Okay, it was reduced. It's not perfect, but it is a little bit better. Okay, now let's attach this door here, and to do that we have to open up these things. Don't hurt yourself. These corners are sharp. Hold it. Okay, these have to be attached, so this part will come up there. So that's the top and that's the bottom. And I have to attach this part first, this one, and then push down till there somewhere. Let's see. Wow, is that easy? Ta-da! I hear some friction up here. So that's the same as this one, and these will open this way. Okay, so when I open it, somewhere here on the top there is some friction. Okay, and to correct it, we should use these, I think. Not that way, but that way. Now it's better. There's a larger gap there. Okay, so I had some trouble mounting the second door, that one, and the solution to that one was to rotate not the outside but the inner screw, rotate it to the left to raise up this element, because the other one simply was not entering at all. So raise up this shaft by turning it to the left, and then should enter. No, the right one is not. Oh, it's okay. It's just higher. Okay, so on this one the power is adjusted. So as you can see, this stays there where I put it. The other one is not yet adjusted. That falls down. So I have to use this screw, and there are two lines there, and the first line is at the 4.5 increment from there. That's the plus, that's the minus. Okay, and let's do something like that here and this one also. I have to turn it to the right. And on the other side also. Okay, and now it's not falling down. Now we can put these covers with the Blum text up and that opening towards us. And that's it. Blum blum. So this thing has two clips there. Those tiny things are holding the entire plastic cover. They hold from here and from here. Oopsie. Maybe this won't fit in. Okay, so it needs more space than that one. So from somewhere there I have to cut it. Let's say till there. I don't need to break it. Turn it back. It's not breaking. Okay. Now let's see. No, it's not enough. I have to take off this area also. Okay, that's the modification. I cut off from this end a little bit and I bend them backwards. And it fits perfectly. So let's see. It's not moving. Now there was some click sound. Fixed. Now let's attach these middle doors. The procedure is the same. We have to attach this part into this shaft and then the other one will click in. It's the same as with this one, the same mechanism. Okay, at the right side is been attached. Oh, I can release it because the top one is holding it. Attach that part and then the other one should click in if I push it. Oh, that's it. So it will stay and will not fall down. It's not that easy. Oh, okay. Now the lower one. Okay, 2 more doors. Man, it's slow. It's brand new. Ooh. Okay, some more adjustments are needed. Okay, so let's see. This door is not straight. Either the left side should be raised. More exactly, I should pull the top part to the right and move the lower part to the left. The gap is a bit larger here and just a little bit smaller there. Now it's larger there and it's still too small there. I should lower it also. It's not going down all the way as I wanted. It won't go down even more. Okay, so that's that. Let's check this one. In this case I should lower the left part. So Now it's better, and a little bit better here also, not too much. Ooh, this is much larger. So let's push this door to the right somehow by that screw in the inside. No, not that way, but to the left and to the left. Not much. Okay, let's push this one to the right. Somewhat better. This gap is too large. That one's opened all the way. I didn't edit that piece here. Okay, so it is somewhat corrected, but this door is too high. So how to lower it, even if the screws are on top already and this portion is pushed down? Well, drill a hole to the bottom and insert the screw from the top down there. Okay, so I drilled just one hole, so I removed the screw from the top hole and I will insert it below. The metal part can go a little bit down, so I keep that one. And I also drilled some holes below the screws. So I didn't drill it exactly to the bottom. Okay, so it is a little bit better, but the distance here, it is too large, and that's large, and that is too small. So I need to add these pieces of wood here also. Okay, this time I used a different approach. Here I just created two holes. Here I created the letter E. The screws are loosened and the letter E should slide in. Something like that. The idea is that this part has to be covered and that one also, and to the top and to the bottom. And we have a larger gap and a smaller gap. Okay, there's better, there's worst. One more letter E up there. And another letter E. Solve the problem. This has no E, this is a letter B. It has two holes in it. Whatever. And it's better. And here's another thing. If I open this one, then here's a contact. And down also. And if this one is opened, this one can overlap it, push it away. Okay, so that's a minor problem. That foil is not removed, it's still on the wood. It's visible in many places, like there.